Hello everyone and welcome back to our parent and child channel, and today it will be another edition of our Bitcoin adventure. Yes, we have done some serious testing and research, and over the last 2 days we have seen the network rise from 5.5 to now 6.75 exabyte. So that is 2.2 exabyte. No, 1.2 exabyte. Oh dear. Yeah, I used to be really good at math. So you can see we have set up two farms on two different subnets which compete for the final product, so we have some redundancy just in case one of them goes down. We haven't set up the virtual network for the second farm properly, but we just want to test the basics at the moment anyway. So what you need to set up two competing farms is to have two internet providers or VPN connection, which gives you a different IP address. So we will see how it works out, and you can see we have quadrupled our fortunes. We are now at 4 millions of a chia coin. So we would have $1 at the moment, no, $4 at the moment. The chia coin reaches 1 million. I'm looking forward to that. Spend it all on loose things and lots of things which widen your consciousness. So anyway, what we ran into. So all I can say, this is plotting on a SAS drive with I think it's about an 8 terabyte SAS disk striped in RAID 0, and this is a bit estimated here. It's running exactly 50 minutes, not even 50 minutes, but close to 50 minutes now, and it will be around about 11-12% when it reaches an hour. And it's running with 8 threads and 33 gigabyte of RAM. We are setting up our board for the 700 gigabyte of RAM so that we can run it on a virtual disk, but that will take some time. And anyway, we are not hoping to compete at the forefront. We want to compete with being perfectly set up and completely reliable. That's why we want to have two farmers on different networks so that we have redundancy in everything. And yeah, we have set up the Ubuntu harvester, but there is a problem with the code, obviously. So you have a hard time if you want to delete plotting directories on the command line. There is a real bug in the code. We are in the process of solving that out at the moment. Are solving that. And yeah, what else? Yeah, it's been a tough ride. There's another problem when you try to transfer files. I've seen a lot of people going pretty hard in it, but I can assure you, you will have hard time when you try to transfer the files from one platform to another because of the VPN structure of the whole thing. You will have some obstacles, and if you are not running RAID controllers and you're not formatting each drive into RAID 0, then you will have a hard time transferring your files from one location to the other, because it is a pain in the back and you will have a million obstacles to surmount. So we are going back to the bare basics: ISCI storage, stripe 0, so stripe 0, and RAID 0, I mean, striped, and SAS disks in the actual plotters, who all singly or all in RAID 0, each and every one of them, so that we can just take them out during operation once they are full, and then put them in another storage box which runs also a disk RAID with all disks in RAID 0, and then we just add them to the RAID controller, and that will be the storage. Because we haven't seen anything else actually working when you transfer files, because we obviously don't want to stay on Windows just for security reasons, so we will switch everything apart. No, not even the the negotiator will run on Windows. We will switch everything to Linux, obviously. And yeah, that is about it. You see, the response time for the VPN connection isn't that bad. This one has a bad response time because of the VNet not being properly set up at the moment. Yeah, there's only so much you can do. We also have to do the hard work we're doing anyway. But yeah, we're getting somewhere. I think, yeah, we will be round about the 12-13% when we reach an hour. Yeah, now we are 56 minutes in with one plot. So that is just an ordinary SAS disk, nothing special, not even a pretty fast one. That will be the bulk, so we will have a bit of bulk printing, and once we are ready with the virtual disk, then we will test the virtual disk. So far, our investment in the whole project is 0. We haven't bought a single thing. It's all running on actually Surface hardware, and we already made 4 millions of a chia coin. If that isn't an achievement. Yeah, and what we also observed over the last 24 hours, you have huge fluctuations in the network space. In the penta, in the double-digit penta. range. So that means there are a few people, I've seen some on on YouTube as well, who are experimenting with pentaspace ranges. And I can tell you, you need, I mean, I've seen a video from somebody who invested already more than $50,000. Monitor your network traffic and see what you're doing. You will need a whole lot more than just gigabit between the 10 gigabit between the workstations and the farmers and the plotters. You will also need a very high bandwidth internet connection, and that's another reason why we are keeping or setting the net up with two farmers, because, or we will end up with 3 or 4 farmers, because the syncing takes ages. You have to see that if one of your farmers collapses, somebody else has to jump into the void. And if you don't have 2 or 3 running fully synced machines, then it will take you hours to be back online. So we needed 12 hours to sync the Ubuntu machine, and that Ubuntu machine is fast. So given the net is growing, you need to build in a lot of redundancy, which is a lot of bandwidth. And the more you plot, the more information you will share, and the harder it is to keep the response times low. So yeah, I would say do a little bit of testing before you actually start to invest 50,000 and think just printing hard disks makes you a millionaire when you can't even multiply 80,000 a month correctly and end up with 9.6 millions. Yeah, you will have a bad surprise. 80,000 per month is 960,000 a year and not 9.6 million. So you will need make some serious, you need some serious thinking. Yeah, so far I can see it is working. We will see how the command line interface on Ubuntu actually manages to get over the problem with assigning. And no, the assigning isn't a problem. You can assign plot directories without any problems, but you can't delete any at the moment. So we haven't figured out a way to delete one, because there is a code problem which gives you error code which states that there's a wrong variable declared within the code. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't want to bore you to death, but you see, it is working. It is working with 2 farmers, and it is working with a simple SAS disk, which is, I don't want to make you jealous, but I think we paid about £60 for it. But that was a few months ago. So at the moment, you will have a hard time finding an 8 terabyte SAS for £60. Yeah, we will not use SSDs. I mean, we could use some of our 200 gigabyte SSDs and pool them, but that is just not worth it, because you actually have a burn rate with SSDs where we do not have a burn rate with either our SAS disks nor our RAM. So once we have set up the RAM disk, we will see how it works, and then 2 or 3 blade servers, and then see how that figures out and how we can distribute the RAM disks, set the RAM disk up in a way so that more machines can participate in them. Yeah, and ISCI for the storage is obviously a better solution, because you can have different machines supplying the ISCI storage, and if you have RAID controllers, you can just take the SAS disks from one machine to the other without any problems. Once the thing is full, and you can just add another disk to the pool, and there you go. So yeah, that is so far the planning. And yeah, as I said, spend 0 but a lot of time. And I see, yeah, we have found in the 3 days of testing, we found 3 bugs in the code, and we found a lot of undocumented obstacles which you only know about once you dig deep into Reddit. And yeah, that is it. So yeah, the whole thing is a bit like a banana product. It ripes at the customer. And we will see how it works. Yeah, the response time for the VPN connection isn't that bad. Yeah, the problem with this one is that it is not directed through the router. It still needs to jump the loop from the VNet to the router, and that's why the response time is so bad. But we also have to keep in mind our safety, and I don't want a lot of Windows machines being connected to the internet. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you like and subscribe. And yeah, it is an interesting journey, and I will give you an update once we have connected our harvesters properly, and then once we have set up our virtual hard disk. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe if you want to. See you again. Bye.